What's up, y'all? What is good? How is everyone doing, man? Let me go live on TikTok too, man. What's up? It is good to see everyone. As you come in, make sure you guys like the video. If you're watching this later, like the video as well. Today we're going to be talking about eBay. All right, and we're going to be live listing on a new eBay client. I have two new eBay clients I actually want to do some listings on. I'm actually going to pull some products. I got some sample products that I want to actually just show you guys how I'm going to look them up and list. I have a few products I've never ever listed before. So I'm very interested in what I'm going to find out, and I'm just here to kick it with y'all. If y'all have any questions, concerns, anything, just let me know. But we're just going to be getting into it together, man. We are going to do it together. All right, there we go. C-Dot, what's up? Yo, Doug, I got 10K to jump into phone flipping. How do I know what to buy and where to sell? All right, so look, number one, what I want to say, right? Let's say you do have 10K to start. What I want to do, I'm trying to pull up your comment, to be honest. Hold on, because it's not showing all the way on my screen. All right, so C-Dot Suave, yeah, right. Yo, what's up? I got 10K to jump into phone flipping. How do I know what to buy and where to sell? I want to do iPhones. So, number one, if you want to do iPhones, it's simple. If I was you, and I'm going to walk you through it right now, bro. But you got to make sure you like the video. I'm going to walk you through this thing real quick. You ready? So, if I got 10K, so offer up, right? Is number one where I would go. I wouldn't go to Facebook. You got two options. You got offer up, you got Facebook. I'm gonna give you the rundown I give my students. Offer up is going to be where the hustlers are, people that want to get fast money. They want to turn over devices fast. Facebook is going to be more of a older crowd, right? Like people that are looking to sell the phone in their junk drawer, right? These are two different platforms, but you are able to source phones and sell phones on both. I personally am not going to, especially Q4, year about to end, waste my time on Facebook. I'm not. There's too many people just lying, too many people scamming, wasting my time. I honestly don't have time. You'll have some people that be like, yo, bro, I want the phone, but text me. No, I'm cool. Then you text the phone, and then it's just somebody trying to scam you, waste your time, fishing. Don't nobody got time. So what I would say is definitely offer up. Now, when it comes to offer up, and the reason I would utilize offer up is because there are wholesale sellers. So I want to break this term down to you. Wholesale sellers are going to be people that are buying phones from, I won't even say buying. They are finessing phones from AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, all of those places all in one. They go in there either with a fake social or fake information, fake identity, and go and open up an account. They use that account, get those phones. You want those people. Now, some people, they have morals and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to get phones from people that are getting phones that way. Well, listen, phone flipping ain't about your feelings, your emotions. It's all about getting a break, right? So you have wholesale sellers. Those are the number one people you want to target, especially if you have some money. You got 10K. Those are the people you want to go because they are going to sell you phones consistently. They go to these stores in and out, especially during the holidays, on a day-to-day basis, right? And you want to make sure you have a text now. You want to make sure you have some type of second number because you want to give them your number so they can hit you up and be like, yo, swag, I got this, how much? And then you give them the offer for the device that you're going to pay. All right. So that is really, really important. Second type of person you're going to want to get is the person that is looking to sell their old device. So I've literally just logged in right here. I just logged in the offer up right here. And I personally have not been on offer up today. Okay. But I can tell you right now what I think a wholesale seller is. Remember, the person that goes into stores and gets phones. I think this person could be a wholesale seller because he's investing his money to sell this, which you don't need to even invest your money to sell because obviously it's a popular device. Person's been here since 2017. Let me see. Let me try to click on this thing. Yup. So he sells phones on a consistent basis and he sells cellular items or, headphones and Samsungs and Maxes, Apple Watches. So this is a person that usually gets electronics. You want to utilize this person. So what you would do, you would hit him up on one of his listings. You'd be like, yo, just like you hit me up. Yo, I can do, now this is where you need a buyer's price list. Now, I have buyer's price list. My buyer's price list comes with prices from 50 wholesale buyers. It's right here at wesply.com. You go to learn, go to price list, and then you go ahead and unlock price list, all right? And that gives you a list of phones, phone prices, the market value, where you're able to decide what that device is worth. And I'll break that down for you in a second. I'm just going to say what I want to say right here. I could do 700. This phone is open. No, it's sealed or open. No, this phone isn't sealed, right? Reason why I'm asking that, I want this person to respond. I made the offer pretty low for a reason. You can tell a wholesale seller because they're not going to overwhoop it, right? And what I mean by overwhoop, I mean they're not going to overdo it. They're not trying to finesse the game. They're not trying to say, oh, I want $1,000, knowing that the phone isn't worth that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull up the price list for you real quick, and I'm going to show you how I came up with that, okay? Now, when it comes to a price list, you want to make sure that you're utilizing a price list that's going to tell you market value. I went over some prices today in my newest video that dropped. It's a segment that came from one of my lives. Definitely check that out, right? But if you look right here, I have iPhone 17 Pro 256. Let me see exactly what this person is selling real quick. So it's an iPhone 17 Pro Max, 1 terabyte unlocked, okay? Which, to be honest, that's a little shady. This might be a replica, I'm not sure, but we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So what I would do, boom, I see iPhone 17 Pro Max 1 terabyte. I see sealed, it's worth $1,390. I see activated, which means that it's open, okay? It's worth $1,290. Now let me explain to you, Swag, Swavy, my fault. What it means to be not activated and activated. Not activated is when it's not open, it's sealed. We don't buy those. I'd rather take $100 deduction than buy a clone. I buy a clone, I lose out on bread, I'm sick. We don't got time for that. We don't have time for us to ruin a relationship with a buyer because we shipped them a sealed phone, but inside that box it's a clone, and that buyer thinks you set them up. So that's why you always open boxes, always make sure the phone is not a clone, which means you want to turn it on, you want to set it up fully, you want to make sure you go to the home screen, you want to make sure you're looking at if it has an iCloud on it, you want to make sure all of that, okay? Because we want to cross our T's and dot our I's. Now, the activated is going to be when it's open. It means it's turned on, right? Now, you're going to find the majority of wholesale sellers turn the devices on not by choice, but because when they are going into these stores and they're getting these phones from people, the rep usually turns the device on, activates the eSIM. Therefore, that rep gets that activation, and the person that is walking out of the store already has an activated device, okay? Now, moving forward, the reason why I said that offer is 700 is one, I asked, was it open? Now, I wasn't paying attention and I did not read that it was 1 terabyte. I thought it was a 256, but we still good because even though the market value is saying that it's worth $1,290, it ain't no way in hell I would pay that, right? Why not just buy crypto? I think that buying crypto is actually a great form of investment, but I think you have to work your way up to that point. You feel me? I feel like, again, crypto is great. It's a good investment, but it's not an investment that you can control. You want to control the controllables. It's the difference. I mean, I get it, though. You might be one of those crypto people, and I understand, and that's nothing wrong with that, but I can control, but I do the controllables. You feel me? I invest in what I can actually obtain. Now, what happens next is, since you know the market value of it, you're now going to have to do a little bit more digging when it comes to your negotiation. So I'm about to get a calculator out. So again, what you do, I'm walking you through a typical phone negotiation. I see that the market value is $1,290. Oh yeah. So I'm going to subtract whatever I want to make. So if I'm putting $1,000 into a device, I'm definitely coming out with at least 200, right? And I'm talking about profit. So I want to subtract 200. So whatever the market value of the device is, you then want to subtract whatever you want your profit to be, right? So 200, boom. That means that I will pay at most $1,090 for this device. Now, back in the day, I used to buy phones for this much. I used to go ahead and say, all right, yeah, I'll cash you out. I used to pay people over $500, $800, $900. I'm not going to lie. I think the last time I did that was when I brought my last clone phone, thinking that it was a good deal when it really wasn't. I think that was the last time I actually did that. And it woke me up because I didn't take a loss. I still got paid. I was good. It was just the fact that I lost a connection and a buyer, and it wasn't worth it. So are these, hold on, because I want to read what you're saying, but for some reason it's not, it's breaking up. All right, so are these prices that I post the phones at on Marketplace, or these? So these are wholesale prices. These are what the buyers will buy the phone for. All of these prices are like buyers telling you, hey, if you get this, I'll pay you this. At least. Now it can be higher. So the way it gets higher is my price list. We have buyers negotiate against each other. So I'll give you a great example. If we had somebody out there that was selling an iPhone 17 Pro 256, right? So if I type in iPhone 17 Pro, right? They're in the market right now and people are trying to sell them for, let's see. People are trying to sell them for $1,200, right? So this person went $1,200. Cool. 2 months ago, he probably already sold it, but he want $1,200. It ain't no way in hell I'm paying him $1,200. See, that's the difference. Some people don't know the market value. This is all these numbers are us actually adding 50 price lists together. The prices on each price list, we add 50 and then divide it by 50. We add all of them up and then divide them by 50, and we come up with the average. Now, the average price is what we have all of our buyers agreeing to start at. But when you tell us, you email us, because on the information tab it has an email. You email us what phone you brought, the specs, IMEI, we forward it to all of the buyers. Then the buyers shoot us back an email and say, hey, I'll buy it for $910. Well, that's the market value. Cool. But then everybody can see each other in the email chain. So then one person might be like, I'll pay $920. Another person might be like, I'll pay $930. So they negotiate up. They're negotiating against each other because they really want to get it. Where do I find these buyers that pay that much? I came across a buyer that lowball on phones, preying on people who need money ASAP. Exactly. So this is where it comes to where networking is important. I'll tell you this. I found all of my buyers from people. I didn't. It was more like a snowball effect. When in 2019, I met somebody that owned the Sprint store. He connected me with my first phone buyer. I do know some people say they find phone buyers on Facebook. I have not yet found a legitimate one that cashes me out. I found one that says they can cash me out. I just never tried it because I have enough buyers. But if I was going to say, if you didn't want to do the buyer price list method, I would say look on Facebook, Craigslist, those places. Don't look on OfferUp because they're not going to be buyers. Buyers don't really promote. They don't really even say they buy phones because they have people in different places that go to phone stores, for example, and be like, hey, if you come across any phones, I'll buy them. And it's a middleman because usually buyers are in other countries. They're not really here. They're literally using other people to get to you. The problem is that the other people are eating off of it too. So think about it like this. You got you, middleman, buyer. The middleman is going to dictate how much he takes from whatever the buyer is saying he's going to pay, basically. So that's why you see a lot of people trying to capitalize off of others. It's hard to get connected to a true buyer because they don't need you, because they use so it's like the trap. Exactly. It 100% is like the trap. 100%. And that's where it's like, I would have people come to my store, right? And they would tell me, hey, yo, B, I buy phones. If you come across any, let me know. Not knowing that I have buyers already, I'll be like, all right, I'll try to entertain it. Because if I can get somebody to come and pick up the phones at my store instead of me having to go every Sunday to go and meet with different people or me shipping, I'm like, all right, I always open opportunities. But see, what happens is you usually find somebody saying they're buyers and they're really not. They don't have the capital. So I'll be like, yo, I got like 5 iPhone 16 Pro Maxes. How much can you pay? Oh, yeah, I can get you 3,500. All right, cool. Just come up, pull up. I'm here. Oh, wait. No. You got to give me like a day or two. It's like that. Like, people do that. People will try and act like they're a buyer when they're really not, right? Buyers don't run out of money. Why? Because they don't use their money. They use credit and they use pensions. I know a guy that uses his 401k or 4 whatever. He uses something, his retirement fund, and he good, and he's in Philly. He's good. He uses his retirement fund to flip phones, and he got it. He's finessing the system. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I know this is about eBay. But I had to get into that. I feel like that was a really good question. That question was good. But it's easy to, once you get a buyer, it's easy to know if they BSing you because you have things like this. And I'll be putting out price list videos every week, so you guys can see what the preview is and you know what phones I recommend for you guys to buy. Right now, C-Dot, I definitely would say if you're looking to get into phone flipping, especially with 10K, I would buy iPhone 14, 15, and 16 models. I wouldn't buy 17, but I wouldn't go past like the 16 Pro because the main goal isn't to spend the 10K. The main goal is to use a little bit of the 10K, but have the 500 from that 10K making you money first, and then you taking the money you make, flipping with that. You don't want to flip with your real money. You never want to flip with your real money. This is why a lot of phone flippers go broke, because they're trying to flip with their bread. The goal isn't to flip with your money. I know. People ask me, how much do I need to start flipping? Well, if you want to start flipping phones, one, you need to learn how to flip. You need to know how to flip your money. Flipping your money means that you're not greedy, you're not hungry, you're not broke. Because when you don't have money and you're trying to flip money, it's hard to flip something that you don't have, because when you get it, you want to spend it, or you have bills that are due, right? So like, it intrigues me when people try to tell me, yo, bro, I'm trying to flip phones and I'm trying to do this, but they don't have startup capital, or they're in a tight spot. Like, I'd rather you resell first and get something lucrative to where you're able to hold $1,000 without having a itch to go ahead and spend it. You know what I mean? It's very important, guys. Very important. Money management is something a lot of people lack. A lot of people lack money management. And that's a big problem, because again, you can't be successful if you don't understand the reason money or flipping is important. Like, flipping is important because you're not spending what you're making. That's the point. The point is not to spend what you make, okay? Very important. All right? So, now, next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start talking about eBay. All right? Now, when it comes to eBay, so maybe 3-4 phones out the rest. Hold on, let me read what you said. So maybe 3 or 4 phones out, the rest to the side, and just build off the money. Exactly. That's what I would say. Like, just build off of a little bit of your bread, because see, where a lot of people mess up is they use all of it. So they'll be like, yo, I got bread, I'm finna buy the most expensive phones, and think that they're about to gain bread and gain more money. Let me put it like this. If an iPhone 17 Pro Max is $1,000 for you to acquire, right? That $1,000 that you're going to spend on that could have got you probably like 4 iPhone 14s. It's like, if I'm going to make $100 for spending $1,000, that is not a good return. That honestly is a waste of time. Unless you get the phone and you just happen to be right there with the buyer and you can flip it immediately. I mean, then obviously it would make sense, right? So that's basically the smartest thing to do. All right. Now, when it comes to eBay, guys, I'm on a new eBay automation clients page, and today we're going to just list some things. And again, I'm here for all questions that anyone has. C-Dot, thank you for asking questions. Thank you for interacting, bro. I appreciate it. Whoever joins, man, you can ask any questions as well. It's really just about me trying to give you guys the insight that I have, because eBay is changing. I just put out a video on my YouTube. If you could support it, I mean, I appreciate it. You feel me? I appreciate it. You feel me? But it's on Hustler Taught Me, which is my other YouTube, right? Hustler Taught Me. And this one, man, this video I put out right here gives you the full breakdown of everything that's coming. If you are a seller on eBay, I'm going to tell you this. The way that we do eBay right now ain't going to work. It's not going to work. If you use any type of promotions, you want to watch that video. eBay is changing. Therefore, resellers got to be more strategic, right? So if you're somebody out there that is reselling and you're trying to build a business from reselling, number one, you have to understand that profit margin is king. What is your profit margin? A lot of people I talk to don't even understand what a profit margin is. They don't even understand how to manage, make sure, and also protect the margin. And they don't even care what they're being charged fees, right? So I'll give you guys a really good example. Labubu Dolls. So Labubu Dolls, they're selling really well for me, but not on eBay. Okay, on eBay now, right now, they're okay. And a good selling product to me is a product that sells 5 at least a day. Now, I'm not a eBay guru. I'm no person that knows all of the tricks and all of that. I'm somebody that's just a hustler. Like, this is what I did to pay my electric bill. This is what I did to keep myself afloat. And what I did, I try to consistently find different ways to evolve it. And then I brought it here, right? I've obviously started phone stores. I've been able to lose money. I lost it all before. Let's make that clear, right? Because I'm not here to try and make it seem as if everything I did was great, right? Like, I lost so much bread trying to be a entrepreneur. It's not even funny, right? I would have been better off being an employee at times, okay? But the Labubu Dolls are a great example, and I'm going to explain why. Because if you were to sell a Labubu Doll right now, right? And let's say you sold it for $29. And if you don't know, we have these and y'all know I gotta plug myself in because I work hard for this. You feel me? So we do have Labubu Dolls, okay? Now the Labubu Dolls right here are under trending products because these are trending. And I have a bunch of Labubu Dolls. I actually just shipped out some today. The majority that I do have, these are the ones that are selling. I don't put the other ones that I have, the Mickey Mouse ones, the holiday ones. I have a bunch of different type of Labubus, but these are the ones that sell. In particular, the most popular one I've ever sold in my life that sells every single day is this special edition secret Labubu doll. And to the people that are watching me right now, I'm going to give you a hint and give you a tip on where I'm selling Labubu dolls at, right? I'm selling these literally on Poshmark or Poshmark. I don't know why people are shopping and looking and buying on there, but they are, and they're buying at a high rate. You feel me? And I sell these for $25 to $30. I get them for $8. I sell them wholesale on wesply.com, okay? And I sell them wholesale. Everything ships from my warehouse in Philadelphia, not in China, Taiwan, India, here, okay? I pay money for stock, and then I ship from that stock. I make sure that I have product on hand because I need it personally. And plus, this is not a hobby for me. I'm not a digital marketer. I'm not a digital product connoisseur. Hey guys, listen, join this community and learn how to build trucks or join this community and learn how to drop ship. Like, I'm running out of learn how to create an ebook. Like, I don't do that shit because it doesn't make sense. If you are thinking logically, right, as a hustler, right, because I would hope hustlers watch me. That's really my target market. Why do you think that someone that knows something would be teaching you how to do it instead of just doing it? Right? Like, and I always go into a spill on this because it's important, and I hope that I do catch people that understand this logic. If I was someone that made a bunch of money selling ebooks and I wanted to teach you how to build and create ebooks, right? Why would I not just create as many ebooks if I'm getting money from it and ride that wave? Why instead would I create more competition? Well, some people will say, oh, well, you just want to be an educator. Absolutely not, okay? I don't want to be no damn educator. I want to make money, okay? So at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's because people, they find that the internet allows you to lie. The internet allows you to create a fabricated story. And what I've realized is when it comes to drop shipping, when it comes to physical products, when it comes to digital marketing and digital products, there's a vast community, but not everybody is equipped to actually put up the numbers and actually be able to survive off of it. And what happens is people start to develop that, well, I'm going to fake it until I make it mentality. And in some retrospect, that could be working, and some retrospects not. When it comes to physical products, though, it's a physical asset and inventory which you actually accumulate and have power over. And that power that you have, especially on eBay, right, gives you a inventory count. I remember when I sat down with my accountant for the first time ever. Never knew I needed an accountant until my friend who owned the business told me, because it was towards the end of the year. I took a Temple business course, and he was in there, and he was telling me like, yo, you need an accountant. I'm like, I don't need no damn accountant. But what happens is when you have an accountant, they ask you these interesting questions that open your eyes to a bunch of different things you don't even realize. Like, the first thing I actually was asked when I sat down with an accountant was, how much is your inventory count? And I'm like, what do you mean? How much is my inventory count amount? Or how much is he put it some way, but how much money do I have in inventory? And I didn't know how to answer that. But that's an important question. Like, how much money do you actually have in assets? Like, how much money do you have in a product that you control? And the reason is because, let's say I buy some of these Labubu dolls right now. If none of them sell, do you think I'm gonna panic? And this is like the mindset you got to actually start having is, okay, if I go right now and I get a product, right? Let's talk about some cheap products, okay? If I go right now and I get this pair of iPhone 7 headphones, these are Bluetooth headphones that work with the iPhone 7s, very popular with businesses, right? Why? Because businesses don't usually use Bluetooths anymore. They use wired headphones. I'm talking about office workers and etc. I'm talking about Amazon DSP drivers, people that deliver packages, the ones that don't actually work for Amazon but are a third party. They usually buy these. Why? Because they need these. This is a business asset, which means if I can go ahead and work with the business, right, I am now going to get more money because businesses need to spend money to keep money. But anyway, this right here is an asset. If I buy 100 of these and I don't sell any of them, I'm still not sweating. Because when rent is due and maybe I spend all my money on rent, I know for a fact that I have an asset that I need to push. I need to go to flea markets. I need to go to pop-up shops. I need to go somewhere and sell this. But the beautiful thing about an asset is that someone somewhere somehow needs this. And if I put this in front of the customer that actually needs this, I'll be able to profit. So what I found when I was getting upset and I was broke and I was trying to figure out how to make money is if I have an asset, there's no need to panic. If I don't have an asset, I gotta panic. If I don't have, like, even these cheap behind, no name, nobody knows these names. These are Langsdome headphones. Nobody recognizes these. But these cost me like $1.50. I sell these for $10, flea markets and pop-up shops. I make bread from them. Do they sell fast? They sell moderate. They don't sell too fast, but if I go to an airport right now and put these in a vending machine, they're going to sell 100%. 100%. That's the beauty of, if you have a product, put it in front of the people that actually need it and you'll sell it. Stop being scared to invest in products, but you are investing in going out. When you're investing in dumb shit like having, having a facade, trying to make it seem like you have money, or trying to make yourself feel like you are achieving something. No, put it in products which put pressure on you. And I'm trying to like explain how I envision it, right? If I spend all my bread, which I wouldn't do, but if I spend all my money on products, I put a bunch of pressure on me, you know? Like, if I go ahead and right now, I go ahead and I put $100 in these, right? Which these aren't $100, these are cheap. These are $14 wholesale, okay? Now, what people are doing is they're getting the pod reseller kit, which that's a whole different story. You can get these for $14, okay? And you can sell these for $60 to $50. These are not replicas though. That's not what they are. These are not replicas. These are actually clones. I make a bunch of videos about these, okay? But what people are doing is they're doing this. They're going and getting a resellers kit. And what this is an AirPod clone resellers kit where you actually get 10 of these and you get 10 of these. Now, this right here, you can sell anywhere for $90 to $120, but you can even sell it for $55. You can sell these for $45 and still come out with profit. The point of the matter is you'll get 20 of each. But if I spent a bunch of money on those products, just this, I'm not scared. I'm not. But at the same time, I done put a lot of pressure on myself. I put a lot of pressure on myself buying this. And this is why people are scared to invest in products. Because they can't stand the pressure. This is pressure. Now you got to go on eBay and you got to look at the bill and be like, oh my God, I don't got no notifications. I don't got no sales. And what happens is people quit at this point. People quit at this point, but a real hustler understands, man, I got to figure this out. I got to go on Macari. I got to go on eBay. I got to go somewhere. I got to go to a pop shop. Listen, I got so desperate at times, I went to my gym and I asked the manager of my gym if I could set up a store, or not a store, but a pop shop in the gym. He said yes. LA Fitness. And it still lasts to this day. He tells me and sends me texts to this day saying that I can come in, because he created a small business day. And he's like, yeah, you can come in and set up and sell your headphones, da-da-da-da. And it's all off of pure negotiation, networking, and just being a good person. You feel me? That's what hustling gets you, man. It gets you to the point where you open doors that you wouldn't even expect. All right? And that's really where I want you guys to gear your mindset towards, man. Like, stop being scared to invest in yourself, man. A lot of people are scared to invest in themselves, man. And that's why they broke. That's why they broke. We gonna list this. 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 Let's list this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So every day, if I'm gonna list every day, I'm gonna probably list and try to list at least 7 products, at most 7 products, I shall say. Because see, the goal is to make sure you're not looking like a bot. I've been in positions where I've listed 30 products a day. Not every day, but like every other day. And I still didn't get sales, right? You want to make sure that you're listing and making sense with your listings, but also you're doing it in a smart manner. All right. So let's do an Apple Watch listing. So this is what the Apple Watch look like. You feel me? It's a really good packaging, but at the same time, Apple Watches, they're an interesting product. You know, the reason I started selling Apple Watches, guys, was because it was a point in time where I needed an Apple Watch charger. And what happened was I couldn't find one. And that intrigued me. So I went to Walmart one day and I was looking for an Apple Watch charger. Couldn't find it. Went to Target, couldn't find it. And then I said, you know what, I'm finna sell one. And now they sell some, but this was a long time ago. The point of the matter is understand that just because the neighborhood store is selling it, or sells it doesn't mean you can't. We got this too, so we're going to sell it. So usually what I do is, see, this is literally that, but we don't have the Apple logo, right? We're going to actually, and we could take that picture and get rid of the Apple logo. Y'all want to do that? Y'all want me to show y'all how to do that? We could do that. We could do that. So, what do I do if I have a product and let's say I can't find a picture of it? Well, you know, the typical person is going to take a picture, and you know, that could be smart, right? That could be smart. But what I'll say is, why do they keep restricting my live on TikTok? Man, they be hating, y'all. Why do they restrict me? Let me see. They ain't telling me. Live is not eligible for recommendation and is restricted because it redirects users to products outside of eBay. They're tripping. That's why I can't stand TikTok, man. I can't stand TikTok. But anyway, so what do you do if it's a picture and you see it, but it's not exactly how yours is? Well, what we do is we could easily, and this is about the only thing I use Canva for, to be honest. It's besides like thumbnails and stuff, right? What we do is we'll just take the picture and we'll edit it. We'll try to edit the, well, it's not edit it, but move the Apple logo. And I don't sell things with Apple, obviously, and I don't want to. But what we could do is we could do the magic eraser and we can erase this Apple logo. And we want to do that because this picture looks exactly like this. So we gotta try to erase this. But I don't feel like searching. And I also want to give you guys a honest example. Like, what if I was just in a position where, and sometimes it does this, and it's kind of annoying, but it's okay. If this persists, I'm going to tell you what I would do next. Right? I don't want to. Let's see what this does. Okay. It's acting stubborn. So let's reset. Okay. Try it one more time. If this doesn't work, we're going to have to do something else. Okay. It's not working. So if it just keeps like going back, we're going to hit copy. We're going to minimize this. And we're going to do this. I should have actually, I'm tripping. Wait, let's do this. Boom. And we're going to go right here. Oops. We're going to go right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. And all I'm going to do is this. Why? Because I just don't want the Apple logo there, right? So, boom. It's okay. Boom. Click out of it, click back in. Move it over. Okay. Boom. Move it over again. And if I wanted to really get it perfect, I could probably try to crop the bottom because it looks like this is not. There we go. Okay. That's fine. And then boom, right? And then we'll just go ahead and save this. So again, this is easy for us to do, right? Like we could literally save this type of picture and list it up. But Again, not everybody is going to always be able to take the pictures and find the right light or have a light box. A light box is the thing that you utilize when you're listing and you want to take professional pictures. Would I recommend a light box? I used the light box back in the day. I don't feel like it's needed now. So yeah. All right, now this is small. Hold on. We gotta make this bigger. Again, y'all, like the video for your boy. Shout out to everybody coming in. All right, so I don't like this is crazy that this person listed this like this. All right, but this is how the back looks. The back looks very similar, but it's not Apple, and we're not gonna list it as Apple. I'm just gonna be honest, bro. Like, I can go even to Google, right? Apple Watch charger Type C. And then you can look for images. This is another way, because look, you can find this, and then what should happen is they should eventually have a box that doesn't have a logo. I'm not really looking for that, but if that other picture we used didn't work, I could have just easily came here and easily just looked for another one. Dang, all of these drawings had the Apple logo on them. What the heck? I just want the back of it though. Let me see something. Let's see. Maybe somebody put. There we go. See, but then it has Apple right there. So you know what I'm gonna do? Watch this. I'm gonna save this, right? And watch this. I'm gonna add it. And then edit it. And then do this. Okay. Boom. We don't want no Apple. Okay. And then we could obviously put like little, we can even go here and we can just let them know what type of charger it is. So we could take this. Ooh. My mouse is extra sensitive today, or is it me? You know, we could do this. All right. And then exit out of there. And then we can put it right here, because creating those real physical products, as far as letting them be seen too in a listing, is good. Now, I wouldn't say genuine Apple. I would say watch magnetic USB fast charger new for iPhone. Okay. Now, I also will look at the price that this person put. He put $12. Now, I know for a fact that I get mine for like around $7. So Apple Watch chargers are expensive. I ain't gonna lie. They are. I haven't found the distributor that sells good ones, like AAA quality good ones, that sell them for cheap. I'm not sure if it's the technology. Please use this picture. I don't want that description. Let's see what this one says. This is USB. Ooh. Stay power. I don't want no Apple in it, but look at how beautiful this listing is. See? Nyla! Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Nyla in Paris. No, you know what? It's time to go to bed. So I'll be in there in a little bit. Alright, so Upgrade your charging experience. It's time to go to bed.
Mommy told us to wait to get a snack.
It's time to lay down and go to bed.
Okay.
Wait until she comes.
Okay.
Thank you. Alright. We just gotta make sure it don't say Apple. Watch magnetic charger. We're just gonna read it. For design 4. I'm just looking at making sure that we don't have any how's it going, brother? Oh, what's up, Dubs? What's up? I'm good, bro. No problems. How are you? It's only a problem if you let it be. You feel me? And that's another thing, y'all. Make sure you're a solution, man. Don't even... I think a lot of the times what I've had to realize within myself I need to work on is this year a lot of problems cost me a lot of money. Like, problems that I allow bother me cost me a lot of money. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned this year. I'm talking about it cost me a lot of money when honestly I could have just handled things differently. We're going to do $850. I'm not looking to profit too much yet. I think the biggest thing, especially when you're first starting and this is a brand new eBay account, is not trying to profit too much, but instead trying to move units. Once you start moving units, you start actually seeing that on eBay, you'll start selling more, because moving feedback equals better visibility, more trust. The problem with newer eBay accounts is that you don't want to price too low because you seem scammy, but you also don't want to overprice because you seem like that new seller that's just eager to make money, not actually provide value. Thank you so much for the likes, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mindset Mike. I appreciate you. Hope you had a great day. Another thing we don't do is free shipping. There's no reason to do free shipping, especially on eBay. No. I think, again, eBay is ultra competitive. The problem I see a lot of people have is they try to compete with everyone. I like to think of listing in any platform or selling anywhere as my main thing isn't to compete. Now, I used to be an ultra competitive individual. I remember moving into my first storefront, I would walk into the phone stores near me and then I would just look at what they got and then I would try to one up it every single time. But like, the problem was both of us wasn't getting traffic. And when we did get the traffic, it wasn't the type of traffic that was getting or buying the product that I tried to acquire, which would make sense because that's why the phone store down the street didn't have high quality, because they understood that I didn't need to invest in high quality when I'm not getting the traffic. When I was young, and started tracking, yes sir. When I was young, right, what I had to realize is you're going to trip focusing on somebody else's lane. Like, focusing on somebody else's feet and where they moving, you always gonna fail. Every time, bruh. Because it's not a competition when it comes to business. Now, let me make that clear, because that's not true. It is a competition. Let's make that clear. It definitely is a competition with yourself. Every day I assess myself. Every week I assess my numbers. And it's like, if you ever worked at a cell phone store, prime example, they hold you to a quota. What's interesting to me is when I have like students and people that pay to join the community and stuff like that, which I need to be promoting my community more. I don't be promoting no communities or nothing because it's not that deep for me. I need to. But anyway, the people that talk to and interact with, it's so amazing to me how they don't hold themselves accountable. Like everybody watching right now, I got an honest question I want to ask you. What was your goal today? Did you hit it, and did you record it? See, a lot, and I'm not talking about record like a video, but like, did you say, yo, I want to make sure I made $80 today? And maybe you do work on a 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong with. And maybe you get $10 an hour. Did you work those 8 hours to get that 80? You feel me? Or work overtime to make up for the tax that's going to be taken out. Like, how many of us are actually holding ourselves accountable? Like, nobody that not nobody, but a lot of people, the majority, don't hold themselves accountable. A lot of people have a bum mindset. I'm not saying people are bums, nor am I saying it in a negative way. What I'm saying is, thank you for joining the team. What I'm saying is, we kind of just assume success, or we feel obligated to being put in a position, but don't actually monitor our behavior to make sure we're where we want to be. A lot of people don't do that. And that's why a lot of people are stuck, broke, frustrated, angry. And it's just like, you put it on yourself. You put it on yourself. And I used to be that way. Like, and sometimes I am. Sometimes I want to quit everything. Let's make that clear. I don't want to mislead anybody, right? You know, today I was looking at my first, second, and third quarter earnings, right? I don't know what made me do that, but I wanted to look at it. Now, I've been very highly motivated in my life right now, currently, but I have ups and downs. Like, I have times, my Mindset Mike, thank you for the love, man. I really appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone that supports me. I really, really, really do. Like, I think, to me, this I love, right? I can't always go live because I do run a real life business and I'm trying to package and do a bunch of things, but I'm working on it, right? I gotta trust others with certain sectors of my business, and that's one of my downfalls. But I appreciate everybody's support. What I'm realizing is that to be successful, one, it's objective, but two, success comes at different times, and success is like one of them things where you move 3 steps forward and then 18 back, right? Like, it's like gambling. It's like going on FanDuel, playing blackjack, winning $100 and then losing $1,000. That's success, because it's like you get enough to get that feeling of yes, but then it's like, damn, I done lost out. So I was looking at my earnings, and you know, I made a good amount of money, but the money I made, I spent a lot on products. You know, and that's not bad, right? I wouldn't assume that's not bad. Do y'all think that's bad? I don't think that's bad. I put my money back in products. I'm learning the Amazon reselling business and starting an LLC starting next year. I'm taking classes to understand Amazon reselling terminology. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, like reselling, I'm telling you, reselling is the move, especially for people that are dedicated to just learning and failing, because you're going to fail, right? You're going to have down months. I don't ever get paid the same amount every month. And it's funny, I was just talking to my son because he has a project and we were just doing his homework, right? I manage businesses. I do homework with my kid. I do as much as I can. But we were talking and I was telling him how he wasn't doing a good job. Like, he was not doing a good job at this part of the project, like writing and stuff. And I was telling him how it's okay. You got to actually break down how you're thinking right now and redo it. Because the way you think isn't the way that you need to get the thing done. Anime, what's up? It's not. You can't. And my lips. I got stitches, y'all. I busted my lip playing ball. I'm okay with failing and winning out here. I go through that day by day. Yup. In the delivery space. Yeah. And it's interesting though, because sometimes you realize that with building and growing in any business, you fail more than you win, but that failure makes you reprogram your ideal expectation, right? Like, you want to make money and you want to be successful, but you don't realize that the way you want to be successful isn't the way that you may be successful, right? Like, success doesn't always, no, I want my chair. Success isn't always what you think it is until you actually get to living and doing, and you start realizing, damn, like, I'm gonna have to actually sacrifice more than what I'm willing to. And that's what reselling is to me, like realizing, oh shoot, I wanted to sell phones. That was my biggest thing when I first started. I wanted to sell phones. That was all I wanted to sell. I wanted to resell phones. I wanted to flip phones. I wanted to be like the phone plug. And I wanted to repair phones, because back in the day, it was popular to fix phones. Like, you was a popular bull if you fix phones, because everybody needed it and you were like that plug. Nowadays, that's not the case, because there's so many stores and companies that have just dominated that space. But I wanted to really be that plug for phones, but I couldn't get them. I couldn't get them. I couldn't get them, and it makes sense till this day. Like, yeah, I give people the plug that I use to buy phones all the time, but that plug isn't cheap. Like, I can't find a way to get phones super cheap. All right, we're gonna list this right here. Okay. But yeah, finding plugs for phones. Like, you can find some, but they're gonna be in China, and you don't know if they, yeah, that's self-explanatory. But yeah, now I sell electronics, and that's been doing pretty well for me. But I've also lost. Like, I've also been in a bad spot. Really bad spots. But that's okay, right? How many people get fired from a job? Do they just say, oh man, I'm just not going to apply and be a bum for a living? No. Like, you lose a job, and what do? You go back and apply for another one. Like, what? Like, that's all you got to think about success. Dubs, I'm waiting on my pies. Nothing I can do to speed up the process, but the more I learn and network, talk to vendors, the more I'll be ready when the time comes. Absolutely. You know, and that's the thing. When you're waiting for products to be delivered, that's the most frustrating, because when you put money out, and that's another thing you got to learn. You put money out, you got to realize too that the return isn't immediate. Right? And that's what kills me about social media. It kills me about social media, because it's so many people lying on these apps, bro. Like, so many people lying. How are you so successful but so active on social media? I just don't get it. Unless social media is paying you, I get it. But like, how are you so active? And it's like, I think there's a difference between begging and producing. It's a difference. Because have you ever... Yeah, I have, I think. I don't know. I think so. But how do you tell the difference between begging and producing? Well, prime example, me. My main goal is to become a wholesaler like an AliExpress or Alibaba. I want to create a business like that one day. And like, that's my main goal. And I want it to be WESPLY.com. It stands for We Supply. And that's my goal. I don't want to own phone stores or be a phone flipper or sell on eBay. I'd rather provide the products. Why though? Well, because I remember how much it mattered to me to be able to get consistent products. Like, I understand that that's a need, right? But the reason nobody does it or did it, because it takes extreme work. It's hard. It's a hard space to get in, because you got so many different, I would just say obstacles. You got so many different people that are trying to cable. Maybe that's what. That are trying to get into the space that are foreign. And there's nothing wrong with foreign people. I'm not saying it is. But you competing with a lot of Chinese companies. You compete with a lot of foreign companies, and that could become frustrating, because it's going to be cheaper where they make it, right? But I've done my work to get a few beneficial connections where it makes sense for me, right? But that's all I'm failing, y'all. So if anybody watches me now or later that's about to quit because they tired of failing, bro, I feel you. I feel you. But you got to also remember that just because you feel like quitting because you failed does not mean that you get sympathy. It doesn't mean that you're right. It doesn't mean you're wrong, but get your ass up and start working, bro. Get better. Do better. Feel me? I think that sympathy is definitely deserved at times, but how long do you feel you have to feel sad for yourself? Right? And that's the problem. You got people deeply depressed with a bum mentality and don't know how to wake up out of it. Right? Like they don't know how to wake up out of it because they're so upset that they're not where they want to be. Every day I'm not where I want to be. I wake up, I'm not where I want to be. Y'all, you could put in brand, you can put your own brand. I do that. I don't really put unbranded, I put my own brand. And I've seen it do pretty well. And then you could put the UPC if you would like. Where the hell is the UPC at? Oh, shoot. This one don't have a sticker on it. But yeah, it's just all about understanding how to get banned from Keem the drunk. Yeah, I see you must be drinking. I see you must be drinking, my guy. Alright. New. And then I'm gonna do. Funny thing is, speaking of being banned, the funny thing about being banned on eBay is that if you've been banned on eBay and you're a consistent repeat offender of being banned, you know what that shows me? That you don't understand business. Because if you get banned once, maybe even twice, why the hell you keep doing the same thing to get banned? It really baffles me. Because people be telling me like stories about them being banned. Why don't I have a description? I'm tripping, I'm talking and not even paying attention at all, huh? People tell me stories about how they got banned for selling AirPods, prime example. I had one guy, he like, yo, bro, Dubs, what do you think about the new eBay listing feature? I actually just made a video about it right here on Hustler Taught Me. I made a video about it. The eBay seller apocalypse, January 2026 policy change exposed, right? Well, to sum it up, I think it's genius. I think that eBay did that because they're smart, right? I think that it's going to hurt a lot of people that don't understand business, because you got to think about it. eBay has so eBay has, and we could actually look at this. Let me see something real quick. We're going to talk about the promotions right now, actually. Let me list this. Type C adapter. It's crazy, right? That I don't know why it used to always come up. But usually now this term is so saturated. This is absolutely insane. I just don't like that it doesn't pop up the way I want it to pop up. This is like just a regular annoying thing to me. So don't mind me, guys. But I want to see something. All right. So the thing about promotions, does, right, is that for the longest, eBay has allowed people to list in this unorthodox way, right? And this unorthodox way is you can literally not have to pay anything up front at all, but pay us on the back end. That's genius, right? And that's actually a steal for us, right? We win, we get we get the priority listing, we get prioritized. We're literally not having to pay unless we get paid. But let me ask you this, Dubs, right? What happens if eBay isn't seeing a profit from that? Like, what if eBay made a mistake? And what if so many people are promoting right now that they're all on top of each other, and it's becoming played out, right? Well, eBay has to put something to sway others to not promote anymore. And that's what I think that they are doing. But watch that video on Hustler Taught Me. If everybody from Educated Hustler comes over to Hustler Taught Me and just subscribes, I'll be good, you know what I mean? But definitely check out my other channel. This channel, I go more into depth on like the tests that I do. I talk about things that I actually am doing a little bit more than on here. On here, I teach. On there, I'm showing you like test studies and stuff, like studies that I do and tests that I do selling things. But, okay, yeah, let's talk about promotions. So, let me pay attention real quick. Make sure I'm not putting that in. All right. Yeah, no UPC. All right. So when you get the promotions, this is where I think eBay messed up. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. All right. So this is where I think eBay messed up. One, MTV Roach, do I register as a single LLC or corporate single LLC? Never do corporate right now if you're not ready for it. Corporate is great if you're trying to evade taxes, to be honest. Just saying. Okay. 77% of items in charging. All right. Look, so they have general and they have priority, right? When it comes to promoting. Well, what if I told you everybody's doing general? Because there's no reason to do priority. They think that this 170% more visibility on average is giving us like, yay, I want to do this one. No, like, and they thought they were going to keep finessing people until influencers like myself made videos showing people that doing general is just as good as doing priority. Like once you do general and it says basic access to ad placements, I don't care. At least I'm getting placed, right? Pay per sale. That brought me right there. I get to pay per sale. Vice versa, priority, pay per click. So you mean to tell me if somebody clicks on my listing, I'm paying you? Absolutely not. That is absolutely insane. That's insane, right? It doesn't make sense. Why would I pay somebody on eBay to click on my listing without me recuperating my investment in my funds? That for the cost to acquire that customer does not make sense, right? So I have to make sure that I am instead going to general. When I go to general promotions, now I'm paying per sale, accelerated sales, and it's a basic ad placement. But what eBay did was they said, well, that seems too good to be true. We're not making enough money. And also, there is too many people doing the same thing. We have to do something to persuade others not to do it. So instead, they start this new thing in January where if you promote one listing, let's say we promote these right here. If we promote these, which we're going to do, right? If we promote these, we have to pay a fee of 12.5% of whatever the cost is for that device, or the total sales price every single time someone sells, every time someone buys this in general, no matter if they get it from a promotion or not. We have to cut them in. That's genius. I feel like if I was eBay, I would do that. I'm just being honest. But like the videos I've seen others do, I forgot the description again. I'm talking. But I feel like the videos I've seen others create, they're more so talking about it in a good way too, where it's like, it's unfair. I feel like that is true. I do feel like it is unfair. But I feel like business is unfair. I feel like it's unfair for me to have to pay for bottled water, but I still have to do it, and I still do it, right? Even though it may not make sense that I feel like it's unfair, that is just my thought, right? And that's okay. But even though something's unfair, it doesn't mean that it's not necessary, and also we don't know if that's something that they need to maintain the service, right? So that's the way I think of it. Yeah, that's how I think of promotion. So it won't really stop me. It won't really stop me. I think that it's genius. Don't y'all think it's genius? I think that's genius. I think they finessed us for a whole couple years of getting acclimated with promotions only to switch it. It's genius. Like Macari, Macari's the biggest scam out there. I hate Macari. I love Poshmark though. Or is that what it is? Is it Poshmark? Yeah, I like Poshmark. I'm gonna be doing some videos on there. I'm just still testing. I made 500 so far selling the Boo Boo Dolls, but I didn't make a video on it because I don't think I found the success I need to be able to make a video yet. Definitely smart on their part, but many people rely on promoted. I don't use ad promoted. Oh, yeah. So if you don't use it at all, good. Many people do rely on it, and that's the problem. It's like if you rely on it, why? Well, you rely on it because they're placing those ads in the correct form, right? They're doing their job and they want their bread. But that's the problem. If I'm thinking about it, it's like, well, what are they gaining? Yeah, they getting bread when we get it sold, but like, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know how they make money or how they were making money. It just doesn't make sense. Because it just doesn't make sense. No matter what, it doesn't make sense. Even if I'm trying to be devil's advocate and like be nice about it, no, doesn't make sense. I think that a lot of people rely on promotions, and that's the problem. I think that it's too many people trying to promote. Same thing with like Facebook ads, and that's where it pisses me off when I hear people talk about Facebook ads, because I hate Facebook ads. I hate Facebook ads because yes, Facebook ads work if you know what you're doing. Like, Facebook ads does not work if you don't know what you're doing. And you might be like, well, that's expected. Well, hypothetically, no. Because if I'm paying you to do ads for me, then you do all the work, bro. I'm not, when I mean do all the work, I mean you put it in front of the customers that's going to actually care. That's not how Facebook ads work. Facebook ads will put your ad in front of people that don't care if you allow it. And I get it, some of what I'm saying kinda is self-inflicted because if you don't do your research and you don't do your part, but I just feel like Facebook spies on everybody. You know how to help me out. You feel me? Like, I shouldn't have to do all of this work to get in front of people. And I think eBay is a prime example of that. Like, all you got to do is list your thing and then hit a button. And when you hit that button, they put it in front of whoever they need to put it in. Do the work for me. Like, I don't want to do the work. That's why I am paying you. You and me partners. Me not dumb. I'm not just, well, some people are dumb. Because some people will sit there and put $100 in the Facebook ads, never did Facebook ads again, just watch a YouTube video and think that they finna make bread. Number one, when you first start with your Facebook ads, start with a low price. Do not start on no crazy ass investment. Well, if you have a job and you're not a solo entrepreneur, then, you're going to make the money back anyway. If I had a job, I probably would be more lenient to, I probably forgot something else, didn't I? No, I didn't. I'll be more lenient to investing more. That's why I think having a job is awesome. When it comes to like building your business. What y'all think? I think having a job is awesome. I think that it gives you more of an opportunity. Yeah. All right, I think we listed some. All right, yeah, I think we listed enough. I don't want to talk too much and then get stuck. Oh, y'all can't even see me. I turned the thing off for the video today. Oh, man. I'm drawing. My fault, y'all. I'm so sorry. 4 likes. Let's go. I appreciate any and every like I can get, y'all. Thank you so much, man. Thank you to everybody joining on TikTok too. Michael, what's poppin'? How you? Thank you everybody that joined. We were on for 1 hour 17 minutes. That's good. That's not bad at all. No, it's not too bad. That's not too bad. What else I want to say to you guys? Just thank you guys so much, man, for tuning in and watching. Make sure you guys comment on in TikTok. I have a YouTube, Educated Hustler. Type me in, Educated Hustler, all one word. Comment on my recent video, and I'm gonna put you into a raffle to win a free pair of pods. So a free pair of these. November 20th, 6 p.m. I'll be doing a live just like this, and I will be on TikTok as well. I'm gonna do a live drawing, and basically whoever gets picked, I'll ship these out to you. But it's just, you support me, I support you. I love the give back aspect, and I'm just trying to figure out a way to consistently give back to people that give me their attention, right? There has to be a way. I love what I do. This is my life. This is what I do, just to let y'all know. I don't get off of here and clock into a job, and I'm not saying that to say or to down anybody that has a job. I'm saying that to say that what I speak is something that I do a lot. Okay, I don't feel like someone that doesn't do the thing they try and teach for at least 12 hours a day should be teaching someone how to do it, right? At that point, it becomes you giving advice, not you giving instruction. Because, again, foundation is subjective, but execution tells it all, right? Being able to execute is what we aim for. And that's my main focus, okay? All right, man. All right, YouTube, thank you so much for watching, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I will see you guys in the next video. You guys continue to grind, but most importantly, make money work for you. Peace.